Taigi šiandien mes esame Utenoje, Utenos švietimo centre ir ne tik švietimo centre, bet kartu ir STEAM centre. Ir vyksta pasiruošimas konferencijai, nacionaliniai konferencijai, 32-oji konferencija šiais metais vyksta Utenoje. Tai yra tradicinė konferencija ir mes labai dėkingi, kad esam šitam centre ir kad centras maloniai sutiko priimti ir yra pagrindinis konferencijos partneris. Na ir taip pat tradiciškai jau turim kiekvienais metais svečių iš užsienio šalių, kurie taip pat nori dalyvauja konferencijai. Na ir šiandien prieš konferenciją toks trumpa diskusija, pakalbėti, padiskutuoti apie, na sakykime, šviežiausias, svarbiausias švietimo aktualijas. Today we're preparing for our national conference, 32nd conference will start tomorrow, and we are going to have some short discussion, roundtable discussion about some burning issues in education. And maybe to share experience, shortly experience from Greece, from Czech Republic, and the best from Lithuania. It's like a holy trinity somehow. And Vitalia is head big boss of this center. And please, Vitalia, shortly introduce your center.
Sveikinu Utenos dvare. Šis pastatas yra Utenoje dvaras ir mes didžiuojamės, kad šitam dvare yra švietimo institucija, tai Utenos švietimo centras ir jame STEAM centras.
Welcome, gentlemen, in Lithuania, one of the oldest city, Utena, and this is the manor of city Utena, and it's very connected to history of the city of
Utena. Okay, and maybe Stamatios, some first impressions being in Lithuania and in particular in Utena.
Okay, hello, my name is Stamatis Papadakis. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Crete in Greece. This is my second time in Lithuania, but I am still impressed as the first time. The country is very beautiful, the scenery, the villages, the towns. We have discussed a lot about the history of Lithuania, and also I'm very impressed being in this city, Utena, which is a very old city, and I had a small time, but I saw it's also very nice, similar to the other cities in Lithuania. And thank you for the hospitality.
Yeah, because it's important. And maybe Martin?
Okay, hello, my name is Martin Bilek. I'm from Czechia, Czech Republic. I'm from Charles University in Prague. I'm now working at Faculty of Education. I'm head of Department of Chemistry and Chemistry Education. I'm working here as full professor for chemistry education, and I have long tradition in cooperation with Lithuania, especially with colleague Professor Vincentas Lamanauskas. Many times I visited him and his project and conferences in Šiauliai and also in different other cities. But first time I am here in Utena. I'm very glad that I can visit the next nice city here in Lithuania. I think that we have a very nice connection also between two countries, Lithuania as one of the Baltic countries and Czechia as former Czechoslovakia. And also I'm working in STEM education now, but STEM is a big challenge for our country. And also I'm a member of International Center for STEM Education organizing from Freiburg University, and we have many projects. Actually now we have the project STEAM Vision by framework of Erasmus+. So I'm looking forward for this kind of conference. Many times I promised my participation, but now it is really happens.
Finally it happened.
And I'm very glad that I can be here.
Yeah, and you see the natural approach to this topic STEAM. It's really important area, and Lithuania maybe some years ago, I don't know when what time? 2020?
2016, I guess.
First time
officially in Lithuania was presented by the Minister of the Education.
Yeah, this is like a network, and currently we have 10 centers, right?
And
On the theoretical level, let's say, because we always tend to say that Vilnius is not yet ready.
Yeah, but
Okay.
but okay. Let's say 10 regional centers, like STEAM network, and somehow growing, developing step by step. Why not? And it would be nice, really, shortly to introduce activity, particular your center activity.
So we on the way, it's third year of our active working here in Utena. So as I mentioned, this is a historical, very important building, and it was connected with education for 100 years, because there was first school here opened of the city of Utena, and after some time the building was abandoned, and thanks to our director Vitalia, the education came back here, because the building was fully renovated in 2023. So a few years ago. Yeah, so it's very new. On the first floor we have the basic labs for STEAM education. We have basically 4 labs. It's as we mentioned, we have, let's say, 10 STEAM centers in Lithuania. So they have the general labs. It's the lab for biochemistry, for physics and engineering and robotics IT. So it means that all of them, the basic labs, all the centers in Lithuania have these basic labs, and the one is special lab. It's somehow connected to some kind of activities what is important in this region.
Okay.
Since we have the Molėtai Ethnocosmological Museum, this is our partner, and we have the Molėtai Observatory. We have the special lab for astrophysics and aeronautics here. So basically we have 4 labs here, including we have the 5th one. Let's say no one is working there the full time, but we have the special lab called the Fab Lab. This is not general for education day by day, but it's for crafting some kind of things. If you need some special tool or special equipment to craft by yourself, something like that. Yeah. So we have some kind, we call this some kind of man cave, because we have some kind of nice materials and some nice, let's say, equipment there. So basically like this.
Tose 4 laboratorijose Darius ir yra vadovas, kuris organizuoja veiklą.
Yeah, so and I'm the coordinator of this team center.
And just interesting to know something maybe similar or not in your countries, let's say in Greece or...
Before this I want to ask,
Okay.
this is perfect, and congratulations, but the citizens in this city, the students, the educational community has embraced this initiative. They visit the center, they taking part in workshops or not? What's your opinion?
Okay, so I mentioned that we have some kind of lab and we have some kind of activities, but basically we tend to work with the students from the schools from the 7th to 12th grade, but by the time we find out that when 7th or 8th grader came to STEAM center, they have a different mindset. So we have to take younger students to the STEAM center, because we have to give them a chance to understand how the STEAM education works and how it's different from our, let's say, classic education, what we have in school. Because in schools we have a lot of theoretical material. They have to listen, write, and maybe talk with teachers. But in STEAM center the difference is that they have possibility to be the active member of every activity. I mean, you have to, with your colleague, to do something by yourself. Not teacher shows you the example, the teacher explains you how you have to do something like that, but you are responsible for your result, and you are responsible for your job in general. So that's my main, let's say,
typical for project oriented.
something like that. So we tend to work, as it said, students we find out from third year, let's say, to 12, and as well we work with teachers educational quality assurance. As well we work with, as you mentioned, with generally with our community. So we tend to make some kind of events, some special. We ask for some kind of let's say, like in a conference, we have some kind of lectures. Yeah. So we're doing some kind of events when we ask some kind of lectures to come from Vilnius, from Kaunas, from some kind of different cities. To make some kind of public, let's say, event and something like this.
Yeah.
Congratulations, I applaud this approach because I think this is what we need in education, to move from the theoretical aspect and move to practical life. Yes, and this is exactly the problem we are facing in Greece, as you asked me to describe the situation in Greece. Especially the last years, we have very rich theoretical knowledge in our schools for our students to be learned. But the reality is that when you ask them some practical problems, they cannot dissipate the difficulties how to use the theoretical knowledge into a practical approach. So, the last 2-3 years, our Greek Ministry of Education has started renovated almost everything since the kindergarten, and this is very important for me. And this later is another question I want to do for you. Why you are not starting all this kind of activities since the kindergarten years?
Mm-hmm. I have already answer for this one.
Pas mus Lietuvoje atnaujino programas irgi iki mokyklinio ugdymo. Ir ten yra vienas sritis STEAM ugdymo. Kaip sekasi, tai mes šį mokytojus dabar moko.
Okay, so we have a new program of the education in the kindergarten level, but not everything is so well. But we teaching the teachers how they have to work.
Exactly. Yes. Because I forgot to mention that I'm an assistant professor. Exactly, I'm at the Department of Preschool Education. My specialty is educational technology, computational thinking, STEM activities, and so on, AI, of course. And this is exactly my approach. I am trying to teach my students, pre-service teachers, but also we are doing ongoing seminars, webinars, workshops in the in-service teachers, exactly for the same approach as you are doing. We try to educate them in STEM activities and how to integrate developmentally appropriate activities to kindergarten students, but also on the first grades of the primary schools. And why? Because the international literature has revealed that early intervention are more useful both for teachers and students, of course, instead of trying to educate students at the last classes of high school, for instance.
Exactly, yes, that's what I mentioned before.
Yes. So, to continue your question regarding the Greek educational system, as I told before, 3 years ago it was more theoretical than practical, but the last 3 years we have an educational reform. Everything is going digital, but this is not the point that everything is going digital. It's that we have a reform of new curriculum, task-based, research project-based, not so theoretical, but more focused on 21st century skills, communication, computational thinking, community practice, and so on. And in this aspect, now all schools are educated with the appropriate technology, like interactive whiteboards, TVs, and STEM labs. And also in each of Greece is divided in 7 grade areas. And so in the center of these grade areas we have now lab centers with high educated teachers. And these centers are open just to welcome students from all ages and classes together with their teachers, exactly to introduce them this kind of activities, STEM activities.
It's maybe some experience from
Yeah,
Czechia.
but in Czechia.
Yeah, I have to say that we don't have special STEM centers, but our main power is at science centers. Science centers as new kind of museums, interactive exponates, interactive exhibitions, and we have association for science centers in Czech Republic, and they are working with some exponate, and also they are preparing labs, exercises for the schools. Schools can visit the centers for special lab and plus something. It is one approach, but the second approach is that now, step by step, is more and more private commerce activities. These are private commerce activities, and more and more, for example, groups or some small, something like companies are working in STEM education. Especially they are preparing experiments, they are preparing set of experiments, and they offer it to school, they offer it to teachers' organizations, and so on and so on. But it's
Something like
it
the
is,
package.
yeah.
You need
But
some
all
money.
must be paid. By,
Of course.
sometimes individually by teachers, sometimes individually by parents. Also, parents is paid, and also the third leg could be universities. Also, we have the third rule of the universities, third rule of the to be PR. And also in STEM education, for example, my department is organizing exercises for school, and school from kindergarten, lower secondary, upper secondary, can visit our labs, and they have some programs for 2 hours, for half day, or for whole day. And our PhD students, especially and master students, are lectors for it, and they are working with these small children. But special case like you, STEM centers, I don't know, but in some special region, it is a region with some problems with environment and so on, but they have some technical educational centers, and they are oriented to, to have different kind of means, and school can borrow from these centers sensors or some sets or some equipment for experimenting and for robotics, for example, in the school. But these centers are something like, centers with equipment, and we can borrow it to your school, and you can organize at the school these activities.
But it's more or less dispersed, it's not like common network.
And maybe fourth leg, now I have in my memory one diploma work of my students, and also companies. Also companies are starting to have some division for education, to prepare some maybe future employees or future cooperative person through the little bit PR, a little bit marketing it is, and also a little bit education. And my students now is working to prepare new program for a very big company oriented to oil production, and it is Orlen concern, and she's preparing one program for lower secondary, and school can visit this big company, and also to make during the excursion also some labs, small labs, to work in some specialty in the area of production of this company. Maybe 4 legs, but not special. But also one question, maybe one challenge from my side is, what means STEM? What means STEM? It is very wide points. What can be integrated STEM? Maybe separated STEM, maybe like mark, only mark, and only you have in the emblem STEAM.
Yeah.
But now we have with colleagues from 12 countries in Europe, organized by Freiburg, and we have the STEAM, but the A is in bracket. Why? The A in the bracket means not art, but our understanding of STEAM, A with bracket, is application. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and connected by application. But it is some maybe new approach, yeah. But maybe nothing new, only market or only marketing a little bit also. But A, not like art, but A like application.
What do you mean by application?
It means that the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics must be connected through some product, through some real product. Like based on project oriented, like you said, like you said,
Art
yeah.
nėra tik tai menas, yra kūrybiškumas po mūsų artas.
Yeah, we also in Lithuania we call the A, we not call we just art.
Yeah,
It's more like creativity.
Creativity,
Yeah.
it's the same.
It's
It's
similar.
similar or the same. Yeah. But we put the A in bracket. Yeah, it is disciplines are S, T, E, M, and A is nice, very nice creativity or applications. Yeah.
Na, dar tas, sakykime, apie tą komercinę STEAM ugdymą, tai tų veiklų komercinių pas mus yra daug. Ir kai STEAM centrus mes turime, viena siekiamybė yra, kad tos integruotos veiklos, svarbiausia yra integruoja žinias, praktinė veikla, bet atlieptų turinį, kurio mokomasi mokykloje. O kai nueina į komerciją, tai ten daugiau būna pramoginės. Na, bandymai, veiklos tokios.
This is some like distinguish between one trend, like we're doing in Vincentas, to support schools, etc. But another, as you said, application is more entered somehow to marketing, to, let's say, edutainment.
Edutainment.
Yes.
Yes, and to end this conversation from my point of view in Greece, yes, exactly the same is happening in Greece. And for instance, in Greece we have a lot of private schools. Some of them are offering English languages or German language, French language. Now all of them are also offering computer lessons, robotics and so on. But without any regulation, you cannot regulate them, what they teach, who are the people who teach that. And something that is very strange to me, I don't know if you have noticed on your countries, is that all these private companies are organizing some competitions. Some of them are called world championships, some other called Olympiads and so on. And we don't know who are the rules, who are the participants. They give prizes between them, but really the whole market is unregulated, and I'm afraid that they have missed the point between offering knowledge and practice and marketing.
Sometimes especially STEM is used for the marketing. Yes. Many, for example, our country, Middle Europe, is very traditional in separated subject. It is case of our country, it's case of German, it's case Poland maybe, But now, in curriculum we have now very big chance to integrate science. But nobody is able, nobody is willing to make it.
Fizika, chemija, biologija, pas mus atskiri segmentai ir kuo toliau, tuo jie atskiresni darosi. O ir tada vaikai tų žinių nemoka sujungti.
In our education system we have very different, the subjects very different, one from another.
Yeah, the same. And the question is, what could be better? To prepare integrated teacher, to prepare science teacher or STEM teacher, or to prepare more and more specialized professional, for example, to be very strong in chemistry, to be very strong in physics, and in school work together. In school work together, few teachers together for one topic or something. Both approaches are on the table.
Yes, on the table, not only now, the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
Yes, for instance, modern pedagogy calls for interdisciplinary.
Yeah, interdisciplinary.
On the contrary, in Greece, we don't have interdisciplinary, we have this only on kindergarten. But on the other classes, even on the primary school, we have separate informatic teachers just for informatics, separate teachers for music, separate teacher for foreign language, for example. The same on gymnasium and lyceum high school.
Yeah, it's,
yes, and we have exactly the same conversation. What exactly is good? For my personal opinion, if we are looking for interdisciplinary and not separate disciplines during the classroom hour, the best is a teacher to be educated enough to try to integrate this interdisciplinary through the full day working hour. To try to integrate, for instance, science, mathematics, informatics during all lessons and so on. Of course, I recognize that this is very, very difficult because we need a lot of expert teachers to be expertise in all subjects. This is very difficult, to ask for someone to be very good in informatics and at the same time in literacy.
Yeah, and this is a big question. What is the main role in current time of the teacher? To be very, very strong in discipline or to be very, very strong in management? In management. I have to be big manager, and if I need something very, very special from the chemistry, for example, from nanotechnology or graphens or fullerenes or something, I can ask somebody from company, I can ask somebody from research institute and so on, but now it's open space for it, but maybe, by my opinion, it is not right. It is not right. It is my personal opinion is that I am for more spectral teacher. To be teacher for.
You mean more universal teacher?
Yeah, more universal teacher, and this more universal teacher in my eyes is that he is able to manage in the school. Yes, I can have the very specialist somewhere on the call. I can have it in some institute which cooperating with my school, but I think I have to be good manager and have to be good communicate with children. I have to be in good communication with parents. I have to be in good communication with other colleagues. It's also crucial. I have special experience with one diploma student. He prepared diploma work about team teaching. 5 teachers teach one project with topics color. And they was prepared for 6 weeks, and after 3rd week was totally destroyed. Teacher said, "No times I would like to cooperate with this one. No times." After 3 weeks, the plan was for 6 weeks, and after 3 weeks was totally crashed. This cooperation, teacher cooperation. But I see the gap in this in this part of teacher education. But okay, nothing about to be professional. I have to know something from science. Yeah, I have to know. Yeah, but maybe not to go too much deep in my chemistry, for example, and to go more in pedagogy, in communication, and so on.
And in practice.
It is my practice. I will be teacher. If I'm studying, teacher study, I will be teacher. I will be not chemist in institute, in research institute, but it is my job. Yeah.
Okay, and currently we have at least a short overview about Lithuania.
Sorry that I was too
approach. Yeah, okay, approach. But you know quite well, I think so, quite well, Slovakia experience. Can you say some words about Slovakia? Is it some exceptional, some differences or not?
We had common school system in Czechia and Slovakia. Was no differences, no big differences between languages. It was really not differences in common state in the education. It was the same. But after splitting in 1993, it's some small difference. For example, our democracy for example, in producing of textbooks was maybe on one side to be more free. Was many different publishing houses, competition, it was commerce and so on. But in Slovak not. In Slovak was on a contract for textbook, centralized, more
without competition.
Yeah, competition was to receive this project. If you receive the project, you can prepare, you can produce textbooks for a whole country. It was the first difference. Second difference was very funny for me, that especially my chemistry traditionally didn't start at 6th grade, just after primary. Many times only physics and biology started just after primary, and we have to wait for chemistry. Chemistry is too complicated, but in Slovak made that chemistry could be also at 6, at 7. Yeah, but it was proposal. And about STEM, they are also very conservative, like our country, but not too much examples are in reality, in school practice, in school reality, that science is integrated, and eventually science and technology and mathematics is integrated. It's some attempts for it in Trnava, especially in Trnava. You know Trnava very well, and Trnava prepare for accreditation new kind of teacher for lower secondary, teacher of areas, not teacher of subjects, but teacher of areas. Yeah, and especially for our area, it was teacher for area man and nature. Area man and nature. Chemistry, biology, physics. And geography not, only these three. Chemistry, physics and biology. These three. Man and nature. Man and nature, but was not...
Okay, for what level?
For lower secondary.
Lower secondary, from 5th grade, 5th grade?
It means from 6 to 9. From 6 to 9, not for upper secondary, not for upper...
Okay, but what would be the difference between this area teacher and STEAM teacher?
But area is not plus mathematics. It's not plus technology. It is area is man and nature. It means physics, biology, and chemistry together. But not mathematics. We have. It is same in Slovakia, in Czech Republic. Very conservative mathematics. Very conservative. Mathematics is very, very worried about this integration. Yes, we can support you. We can work for you. But we are mathematics. And we are pillar for all.
Mokytojas ruošia srities, bet jie paskui ateina dėstyti ne bendro dalyko, atskirų dalykų. Ir vėl atsiranda separacija. Taip reiktų.
If after preparation, for example, this area teacher, when he start to work in school, what happens?
I have to explain our system now, curricular system, and special curricular system for lower secondary and for upper secondary has 2 levels. We have the state program, but it is not good name. State program, it's something like LIMES. State program don't speak about school subject. State programs speak about areas, for example, man and nature. Nothing is written about subject. Nothing. This state level of curriculum is only oriented to disciplines, and the second level is school level, and each school can prepare own school program. And by this state level, by these areas and disciplines, You can prepare separate subjects. For example, you have for us men and nature, its area, and disciplines are physics, chemistry, and biology. If you like, you can prepare for your school subjects, physics, chemistry, and biology, like usual. If not, you are science teacher and you are STEM teacher and you are something. You can prepare for your school. You can prepare for your school subject, recognize nature, for example, or science, or STEM, if you like. If you like. But in the state level, you have outputs, compulsory outputs, and these compulsory outputs must be integrated in separate subject or in integrated subject or in something. And now, just now, we are last stage of new reform. And state or National Pedagogical Institute prepared 3 paradigmas how to transform the state level to school level. And the first paradigm, model school program, is prepared by separate subject. Second model is integrated subject, and the third one, not finished yet, is thematic oriented. No subject, but themas. For example, acid rain. You have acid rain, and acid rain is something like school subject. And you can integrate in this topic something like subject. You can integrate something from chemistry. You can integrate something from biology.
But what about standards?
Standards are outputs. Outputs are standard. Outputs are standard. And each output must be integrated in different subject or topics or something. All must be integrated. But how you integrate it in school program, it is your case. It is your case. But I have to say, 98% of schools is working traditionally. But we have this possibility. But we have this possibility. We have this possibility, especially for alternative school. It is advantage. It is win. It is win for this alternative school. But they can work by our way. They are integrated in the school curriculum all outputs. They are okay. But many schools are, as you said many times, lazy. And they have the curriculum, and this curriculum is also by the shape of the state program.
Okay.
Galimybės yra. Aš turiu klausimą, kadangi labai daug yra laisvės mokyklai kurtis, bent jau dokumentai padarė, tradicija yra tradicija. Kaip tie egzaminai? Pas mus tai visgina egzaminų, ta brandos egzaminų baimė reguliuoja visą mokymas, ypač vidurinį. Nuo kuo užbaigia ir kaip vertina jie tą egzaminų sistemą vidurinio ugdymo?
What about exam system at secondary, let's say, level?
Till now, we don't have final exam after level secondary. We don't have.
Okay, we don't have to do that.
The elementary school, it means from 1st grade to 9th grade. Age from 6 till 15 is without final exam. Final exam it's not applied now, but we are discussing about it now. Very strong. We are discussing now about 4 exams. After 3rd grade, after 5th grade, after 7th grade, after 9th grade. But it is only discussion. But what is crucial is entrance exam to middle level. After elementary school to middle level, and after middle school to university. But these exams, these entrance exams, are strong influence to content and to curriculum.
Exactly, this is
to prepare for exams. Yeah.
So this is exactly the same situation in Greece. We are complaining that the whole educational system in Greece is exam-based, especially in the last year of the Lyceum, or now we have moved to the 2nd class of Lyceum and the 3rd. All students have only focused the last exams in order to pass the universities or not. So they don't care about all other subjects on the high school. They are focused their minds for 2 years, some of them for 3 years, since they enter in the high school, just on how to be prepared on 4 specific lessons to pass the national exams in the best grade in order to get to the good schools like medicine or informatics and so on. But generally speaking, just to describe the Greek educational system, we have the kindergarten schools, then we have the elementary schools, and there we have no exams. But later on we have the lower secondary schools or gymnasiums. There we have exams. And at the end,
this exam is kind of final exam or entrance exam for next step?
it's like
I think it is similar, but
at
also
the,
different.
At the end of the school year, for instance, the students from the first class have to give exams,
Yeah.
and their
Results is applied.
results, their grades in these exams, they taken in mind together with the regular grades during the class or the class year, and depend on their score, they pass in the next class. Otherwise, most of them
To use for
they
next
can
step, yeah.
attend again the
Yeah.
same class.
Yeah.
Later on, we have exactly the same system in the high school, even more strict, because the students during the first, the second grade, they give exams based on a pool of exams. So the exams, half of the questions are internal in each school, but there is an electronic system that gives the other half of the exams, which are same for the Pan-Hellenic system.
Yeah.
So this makes the exams more difficult and gives an extra burden to the teachers, or in other words, according to the Greek ministry, makes them to work and not be lazy. So they have to prepare the students because they have to give the same some questions that are not based on the willingness of the teacher but of the computer. And the Greek ministry now says that the last year the whole educational level in Greece has been raised because of this system. Personally, I do not believe this, because we have now students going to private lessons preparing for these exams.
It's the same. More and more
Yes.
increasing.
Okay, very nice discussion.
Can I have one
The last one, last question, because time is running quite fast.
Special question for our colleague from this center, but also now is beginning discussion. What about out-of-school education, especially out-of-school education, how to implement it with school education? For example, maybe a little bit stupid example, if I will be very active in your center, I will be absolvent of many courses here, can be accept it in my school education? For
you
example,
mean like a benefit? Like a
benefit or better evaluation that I am working here. It's some connection, some bridge. Some bridge between some bridge between non-formal and formal education. Here in Lithuania, bridge between.
Žinias į praktinį suvokimas, kas tai yra, tai ko jisai mokosi teoriškai, ne tik atmintis.
In our country, it is all is interest. If I have interest, maybe if I am pushing from my parents and so on, I can work out of school courses, out of school education. But benefit, it's yes for me for myself. It is my benefit that I am working in out of school education. But now is discussion in our parliament. But how to prepare the system, for example, some credits or something like portfolio or some, that could be accepted in formal education from non-formal, from non-formal to formal.
Viena tokia prasmė buvo, labai prastas yra rinkimas iš viso gamtos mokslų pasirinkimas aukštesniam viduriniame ugdyme, stojimas į aukštąsias mokyklas, inžinerinių profesijų studentų, darbuotojų trūkumas. Tai pati idėja kuo labiau sudominti, būtent STEAM, o STEAM tai sąsaja įvairių visų tų žinių. O kitas, ką mes matom, tai yra tai, ką mokosi teoriškai ir sunku suprasti vaikams, bet čia atsiranda prasmė per praktinę veiklą. Turbūt į sudominimą ir ateina.
It's like two lines. First, it's to promote, to develop interest and motivation in science, engineering, etc. Career, because this is common trend that decreasing some entrance, for example, to professions, to study programs like from this field. And another point, what they're learning at school, let's say more or less theoretically, they can perform here in, let's say, practically, and it makes sense. In this case.
Yeah, but for example, I'm very interested students to science education, and I will be as much as possible in your center. Many courses. For example, my school said, okay, you are very active in this center, and it's not necessary to take part in lesson from physics, in lesson in chemistry. No, it is too much. Maybe it is too much, how to say, chaotic approach.
Šitai problemai mes čia visokių sprendimų turim. Į centrą mokiniai atvažiuoja ne vienai pamokai, jie atvažiuoja bent jau 3, kai pasikeičia, tai visom 6 pamokom. Vienoje laboratorijoje ir kitoje laboratorijoje.
Very often students come not on just for one lesson. But
it's not systematic, it's exemplary.
When changing, rotating from one lab to another one.
I know. But is some examples from Israel that students working in science centers, they have some, how to say,
grades,
benefits,
points,
extra points, or replacing points for school education. Okay, you are more interested, you have the competencies, and you can work in bigger level, on higher level, on science center, and all next will work on the the school.
Okay.
Sorry, thank you for your opinion.
Time is over, and let's keep this question, this issue open. And we will discuss tomorrow. And on behalf of my team and my colleagues, I want to say as big as possible, thanks to Vitalia, to the head, big boss of this center, and Darius also, that you accepted our conference, and I hope that tomorrow we will develop our ideas, we will enlarge our understanding and common understanding, and possibly we will share some experiences, and why not, it's really, I think, nice to know something from Greece, from Czech Republic, from Slovakia, and it's good. Thank you very much for this discussion.
Thank you very much.
And possible good start for tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Važiuojam į radiją.